What is up, my Cutouts Cardboard Ninja here, coming at you with the second session of Developer Team Answering Questions. Don't worry, last time there were a bitch ton of questions about legs, and I didn't pre-read it. This time I actually pre-read this to make sure that I can answer things a lot faster. So, step one, hey, damage is too high. Them, no it isn't. So ultimately, see, told you I pre-read this one. Long story short, this guy is saying that weapon damage creep, and a couple other people are saying damage creep is too high, builds aren't lasting long enough, and they're saying no, everything more or less is still the same. Here's the deal. They're not wrong because obviously they have the numbers that TTK time to kill stays about the same, but it's not the kill that matters. Remember, time to kill, you die effectively when your guns are gone, right? We're currently being hit by weapons that deal so much damage that weapons can get stripped off instantaneously. It's the reason why everyone loves the MMOR. It's the reason why weapons are buried in builds. And so that's the problem. The problem is that weapons do too much damage. It's not that it's ending the player's or like life. We're just stripping the person and then moving on to the next guy. That's usually what's happening. So I think that the devs probably should have considered that in their response, but they did not. Someone is saying that they believe the lack of frequent balance changes is a problem with balance. Their answer, and by the way, this is their massive ass text about this, their answer is no, it's not. That's as simple as they're just saying, no, we good. We're not doing this once a week. We have no plans on changing that. Suck two ducks. So this is the reason why you don't need to type out that much information, because they're not listening. Bricks, problem, they are too strong. Answer, we know. They call it speedflation. The problem is that, as they're saying, oh, there's a problem with speed inflation. No, there isn't. The problem is that speed is banded, right? Banded between two numbers, 65 kilometers an hour and 120 kilometers an hour. Speed increases that are percentile push the cabins that start at 65 kilometers an hour to around 88 or 89 to 90 kilometers an hour. And 90 kilometers an hour is playable, right? If you're going 88 to 90 kilometers an hour, that's actually playable. Anything below that, not playable. Unplayable garbage. And so the heavy cabins have a really interesting problem of how do you balance that? Really, if you're too slow, you have no effect on the game whatsoever. And there was a time, I remember I started playing in 2019. Back then, up and for like at least a couple of years, heavy cabins were more or less non-existent. Even in CW, they weren't the cabin because they're just too slow. You're not able to effectuate battle. You're not able to move. You're not able to dodge. You're not able to keep your weapon safe. You're not able to twist and all that stuff like that. When they increased speed, this made it so heavy cabins became viable. And so that's a teetering problem that I think people need to worry about when they complain about bricks. Because they will nerf heavy cabins eventually when they get enough money. Grizzly perk nerf will make everything terrible. Their answer, shut up. We know that. So that's the point, right? So the guy's complaining that the nerf to Grizzly will make it so you can't W key in with an exposed cabin into somebody and then get your Grizzly perk. That's exactly it, right? So, for those of us who are unfamiliar, the Grizzly perk is being changed back from 3 hits on the cabin to 3 hits anywhere on the build, but you have to be taking damage from multiple sources to get that damage resistance, right? And this is a nerf because if you W key into somebody and it's a 1v1, it means that the Grizzly perk doesn't kick in. And that's obvious. I mean, that's it. That's obvious. This is one of their plans to make it so bricks aren't as strong. They're saying it's too easy. And by the way, this is the exact same perk as the Ermac, right? The idea that you get shot in the cabin and your entire build gets more durable. So Grizzly having Ermac's perk, kind of BS if you think about it. Will there be more anti-air weapons? Blah, 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 blah. He does mention the Starfall in here, and he's like, hey, the Starfall's an anti-aircraft weapon. And they redesigned aiming points, but basically, no. No. We're not going to be able to shoot those danged flyable planes out of the sky any easier than we can today. Goliath, it moves 60 kilometers an hour and it's got low durability. Okay. He literally is saying, we'll consider changes for the Goliath as part of balance changes. That doesn't mean they're committing to Jack, obviously, but they're saying, yeah, okay, well, maybe the fact that the Goliath is incredibly large and is basically like made of feathers because it's got no durability for its size, they'll take a look at it. Fin whale is destroying game balance. No. Answer: we believe the problem with these builds is not the fin whale, but a combination of factors: part placement, co-drivers, perks, high speed, which you are gradually fixing. For example, the current changes aim to solve the problem you described by fixing air quotes buggy wheels and grizzly by reducing some speed bonuses. So basically, we have odd inflation in every direction, right? So the fin whale is buffing gun durability, which is necessary because the people are just stripping everyone and then walking away. And you've got the grizzly co-driver keeping yourself alive, and so I don't know. Is the fin whale destroying game balance? No, I don't think it alone and of itself is doing that. Many builds use the fin whale, even those that are significantly slower than what's required to even activate the perk, just because of how powerful it is. I think that in and of itself should clue you in to how powerful the fin whale is. Arguably the best engine in the game right now, though. Arguably, probably with a bullet. Probably easily the best engine in the game. Immediately followed by the oppressor. Fix the significant speed decrease when using legs on slopes. We will consider it. Long story short, for those of us who've played this game and have used ML200s and attempted to walk up a slight incline, you may have noticed that you can't. I mean, you try, it's just embarrassingly slow. And it's been that way for literally the entirety of the game ever since legs have been in it. And for some reason, it took it up until now for them to take a look at that. Balance problem. The Impellers perk doesn't provide any benefit to coaxial rotors, and they're saying we will study the effect of the impeller on the behavior of coaxial rotors. So, they'll take a look. ML legs deserve a perk buff. Once again, leg problems. They'll consider the perk of the ML200, as well as increasing their tonnage, but it's going to require changes to the other parameters. In other words, ML200 is never going to be good. Just remember that. Regent's balance. Hey, come on. And they're like, hey, don't worry about it. I'll summarize. This guy's complaining about the Raijin being too strong. These guys are saying, hey, whoa. We removed the bonus damage we were going to give the Raijin for no reason. Yeah, we've decided against implementing the damage increase. And it's like, Jesus Christ. That doesn't necessarily fix the Raijin, but it doesn't really matter what we do there. I mean, it does, but not really. Ultimately, the idea is that they came out with the air quotes nerf to the Raijin, and it wasn't a nerf, not even close. I mean, it was actually just a pure buff. It was just 3 times damage, 350 something % damage increase, which makes no sense. Like, this is a gun that's hitting effectively as hard as the Avalanche with that damage boost. So, yeah, no. Balance problem, in your opinion. I think the SD15 Vulture needs to be rebalanced. Their answer: no, it doesn't. What? So, spoiler alert, the Vulture is the worst gun in the game. They're saying that its efficiency is within medium efficiency of all AI weapons in the game, and they don't plan on increasing it in relation to regular weapons. That's something special. The Vulture's dog shit. It is very bad. The fact they're not going to consider buffing it, that's on them. Some weapons are overpowered. Example, by the way, this guy brings up the Whirlwind, saying the Whirlwind's overpowered. Immediately, I stopped reading this guy's post. That's not true. I didn't stop. I read it, but I disagree wholeheartedly. And surprisingly, so do the devs. They're like, hey, the Stillwind and Whirlwind are the statistical medium, and they don't need any changes. Maybe the Stillwind's... They've already mentioned they're going to change the Stillwind's perk. Yeah. But no, I don't know why this guy thinks... Well, I read his post, but no. The Whirlwind, this perk adds bonus damage up to its full range, which is some 800 to 850 meters. First, you're not shooting people that far away. Second, if you are landing your shots at that distance, you deserve it. Like, the Whirlwind's a colossally bad weapon. I've got a video on that. You guys watch that video. Tracks have no space in the game outside of armor for spiders. And then blah, 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 blah. Their answer, wrong. People are using tracks. It's true. Tracks are in the best spot they've been in ever in Crossout right now. Are they good? hold on. People are like, wait a minute, I'm just typing your comments saying they're not good. Don't worry, they're not good. I didn't say they're good. I didn't say they were good. But they're in the best spot they've ever been. So I don't expect them to get much better. Balance problem. Aggressor's perk is very odd. You got to drive in a straight line. Answer. Yeah, that's it. Like, they don't have a better answer. They're like, look, we believe that people underrate the perk of the aggressor. There will be no changes. Ultimately, I think the aggressor's perk is not a bad one. 21% damage for driving straight is really good. It's designed for Tusk-like builds that use lances. Ugh, sorry for yawning. Tired. Lances, melee, things like that. So, also, I think it's the second lightest cabin in the entire game. So it's a good cabin. People just don't like it. Question: missile drones and turrets need to be buffed. Answer: no. We have no plans to increase those. Absurd damage creep. Nearly every single one of these is blah, 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 damage creep. The average time it takes to destroy an enemy has remained virtually unchanged. Remember, as stated before, that is true. It's not how long it takes to die, it's how long it takes to become useless. They're lowering the efficiency of all parts in the combination that stands out. For example, the Raijin and the Jackie will be changed next patch. That's right, they will. Next patch, after they're done selling this to you. And I think the Raijin might be for sale too right now. The adapter may be underpowered, especially in light of the upcoming balance changes. They think the adapter is not good enough. We do not plan on making changes to the adapter. The adapter, for those of us who don't know, it is the 3-round burst firing pulse accelerator. So, believe it or not, the adapter is just simply ahead of the game on the machine gun changes, as it actually requires you to lead your shots because it actually has a projectile speed. Once again, universal modules such as this: power creep, Omamori, Mars, Raijin, and there he said we know. We're already nerfing those things. They're talking about balance in the next question is about balance, and they're saying, hey, some things have 9,000 hit points, but a Leviathan only has 12,000 hit points. And they're saying, don't compare Leviathans to other cars, man. Don't. The Leviathans have a ton of guns. They don't miss. All sorts of things. Don't compare those. They're not the same. Don't do it. Some rockets are not competitive. The Pyre, Trombone, Nest, and Hurricane. Sucks to suck. Once again, they're like, hey, can we get a buff to the Pirate, Trombone, Nest, and Hurricane? Their answer is no. These are AI-driven weapons because in the cases of the Pyre and the Nest, and the Trombone, and the Hurricane, actually all of them, yeah, all of them are AI-driven, which is to say they don't miss given their own set of circumstances. A Hurricane, you can fire backwards, and they will fire, and they'll just come straight down on top of your opponent, kind of like like the actual javelin missiles and things like that. Pyres, believe it or not, they have their advantages. You can use them at point blank range, etc. Trombones never miss. God, I hate trombones because they never miss. And the Nest is bad. Genuinely, Nest is bad. They should probably consider buffing the Nest. It's genuine ass. But yeah, no, they're not going to be doing that. Tsunami's perk is underwhelming. Answer: sucks to suck. Have fun. That's it. No, they're not changing the Tsunami. They have no interest in changing the Tsunami. They think it's fine. They don't plan on ever fixing that or changing that. Ultimately, the Tsunami's problem, I think, is the Narwhal. The Narwhal came out. Yes, it costs more energy than the Tsunami, so it should be more powerful, but it's a lot more powerful. And even though it's not fixed weapon, whereas insofar as it's turreted, it's self-referential damage perk, the fact that it buffs the rest of your team indirectly as long as you're landing your shots, all those things like that make the Narwhal just a better gun right now. Whereas the Tsunami hits don't seem to bring it. Let's see here. They said something else, but that's more or less it. I'm just see if I can find it. They said something interesting, but not interesting enough for me to go back, find it, and waste any of your guys' time. So there you have it. Devs talking about balance changes in the game. Once again, they're saying that they're going to make whatever changes they want. Where are these Q&As happening? That's my question. Where are these Q&A sessions? Because none of these are the questions I'd be asking. Not personally. But yeah, so TTK, same as it's always been, supposedly. Legs suck and will continue to do so. Raijin buff not coming in, and that's the idea behind a nerf. Vulture, fine, surprisingly. Anyway, yeah. Nope, that's it. Even though I do agree with some of the things people have said here, though, there is an absurd damage creep happening in Crossout, and the problem is this: while weapons can continuously deal more and more damage, parts are not scaling with them, and that is a problem, right? So the reason why the Raijin is so unbelievably oppressive right now is not because of the fact that it's that strong. It's because it is. It's just that the problem is that the parts that are being struck by the Raijin don't have the durability to stop the Raijin shot from penetrating ultra deep into your build and popping some important shit. That's the problem. So you just simply can't put enough stuff between the Raijin's barrel and your high explosives. And again, with their triple damage bonus that was coming in, that they thankfully didn't do, but was on its way, there would be almost nothing that you could put in front of that thing. It's like an avalanche, right? You can't put things in front of the avalanche to stop the avalanche from getting deep into your build. You simply have to not get hit, right? But the difference is the avalanche is a fixed weapon that's very difficult to aim in comparison with a slow turret traversal with an ultra slow projectile. Whereas the Raijin, when fully charged, fires a very fast projectile that deals similar damage, the end, and it's also a turret. So, there's that. So I can see why people are complaining. But anyway, that's all I had for you guys today. What do you guys think about the dev Q&A? Can you guys tell me where the hell these Q&As are occurring? Discord server? Oh, no. Nah, is that it? Do I have to go to... I'm not joining someone else's Discord, Jesus Christ. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. Comments, likes, subscribes, yada, yada, yada. Peace.